At dawn, the camp trumpet breaks the silence of the desert. I, Karakhan, rise from sleep as the first rays of sunlight touch the tents. A new day in Timur's army begins. I am Karakhan, a young soldier seeking fame, rank, and spoils. Here, the rule is simple. Survive and rise, or fall in your first battle. Timur built magnificent cities, yet chose the desert. He said comfort weakens a warrior. That's why we always live in the camp, always ready to move. Every morning, I remember my first day here, the moment the power, discipline, and order of Timur's army captured me completely. The sun has barely risen, yet training begins. No one is allowed to complain. The strength of this army comes from its iron discipline. This is only the beginning of my day. Sunrise starts it, but what follows is training and memories that shaped me into a warrior. Let me take you back.
I remember the day I first stepped into Timur's camp. The desert wind carried the smell of sweat, steel, and horses. Rows of tents stretched to the horizon, each one home to warriors hardened by countless battles. I was just a newcomer, but the discipline here struck me immediately. Every soldier moved with purpose, like a single part of a powerful machine. The commanders watched us with sharp eyes, testing our strength, our loyalty, and even our fear. Nothing here was random. Every formation, every movement, every breath followed a strict order. That first day, I understood that this army was not held together by force, but by unity, precision, and the will of Timur himself.
Training begins at sunrise. We run through sand, drag heavy loads, and climb dunes until our lungs burn. No one complains here. Our bodies are forged for war. After warming up, we train with wooden swords and spears. Every strike and block is repeated again and again until movement becomes instinct. In the archery lines, we focus on strength and accuracy. Every arrow must hit its mark. In battle, a single mistake can mean death. The cavalry trains with speed and control. Sharp turns, short charges, perfect timing. Rider and horse must move as one. Later, we study formations and battlefield signals. Strategy holds the army together. Discipline decides who survives the chaos of war. Mistakes are corrected instantly. Success earns only a silent nod. Hardship shapes us, and by nightfall, I am stronger than before.
In the morning, our first meal is simple but filling. It is not meant for pleasure, only for survival and strength. Dry bread, boiled meat, and simple grains. These are what prepare our bodies for training and battle. Talking during meals is forbidden. Silence itself is part of Timur's discipline. We see food as fuel, no more, no less, only enough to continue the day. The second meal comes in the afternoon to restore strength, not to satisfy hunger. In this camp, a full stomach means nothing. What matters is having the strength to fight tomorrow. At midday, training suddenly stops. The sun burns above us, but discipline comes before all else. We prepare ourselves for prayer. Performing ablution is part of our daily discipline. The soldiers form lines, not for war, but for worship. Timur prays beside us. He believed a soldier without prayer could never be disciplined. In those moments, the camp falls silent. Only breath, faith, and stillness remain. Prayer ends, but discipline continues. We return to training, stronger than before. Amid the noise of training,
The rhythm of the camp suddenly changes. No shouts, no orders. Timur has entered the field. He does not stand apart from us. His armor is simple, his place among the soldiers. Here, commander and warrior are one. When he takes up two swords, whispers fade into silence. He fights with both hands, precise, controlled, without hesitation. Age and old wounds have not slowed him. His breathing is steady, his strikes firm and measured. They say he speaks many languages and possesses a sharp mind. He even remembers the names of his soldiers. Watching him changes something inside me. This is not just a camp, it is a school of war. As the sun disappears, the camp slowly changes. The heat fades and night arrives, heavy and silent. Campfires light up one by one. Bodies are exhausted, but minds remain trapped in the day that has passed. Night watch begins. Steps are slow, eyes sharp. Darkness is always suspicious. No one speaks of fear, yet the silence of the camp is filled with thoughts and waiting. I sit near the fire and think of what lies ahead. Here, even sleep is unfinished. Tomorrow, the order to move may come. The destination remains hidden in silence.
Before dawn breaks, the camp awakens. Night still weighs heavily on the cold desert sands, but sleep no longer belongs here. Soldiers emerge silently from their tents. No shouts are heard. Everyone knows their place. Silence itself is part of this army's discipline. Weapons are inspected, blades that must be flawless, bowstrings that must not tremble, and armor upon which a man's life depends. In this camp, a single mistake can change a warrior's fate. Horses are prepared. Their breath rises into the cold morning air. In Timur's army, a horse is not merely a tool of war. It is a companion through long marches and brutal battles. The commanders are awake. Decisions have been made, yet no words are spoken. Waiting feels heavier than movement. The dawn slowly rises. The camp is ready. Everything is prepared, except one thing: the order. After dawn, each soldier gathers his belongings. Nothing here is unnecessary, only what will be needed on the road. Swords, bows, and arrows are checked carefully. In Timur's army, a sound weapon means survival. The horses are prepared. Saddles, reins, and straps must be secure. A long road lies ahead. Everything is done with order. No one rushes. Discipline is part of this camp's strength. For me, a horse is not just a tool. They are my companions. In this camp, each warrior keeps spare horses, so on long journeys, tired mounts are replaced with fresh ones, allowing us to travel without pause. The camp is ready. Everything is packed, but the order to move has not yet come. The waiting continues. Soldiers form their lines. Each unit has its assigned place: cavalry, infantry, archers, all arranged with precision. In this camp, nothing is random. Discipline is the backbone of Timur's army, a discipline that breaks the enemy before battle even begins. No shouts are heard, only the breathing of horses and the soft sound of armor. Here, true readiness is forged in silence. I, Karakhan, stand within my rank, not ahead of my place, not behind it. In this army, every man has his position, and stepping out of line is a sign of weakness. My horse stands calm, weapons are ready, eyes fixed forward. Everything is prepared, yet no movement begins. The command is near, and the destination remains hidden in silence. The army stands ready to march.
At this moment, Timur gives the command, a command that shapes the course of war. The army is divided into 3 parts, one under Timur himself, the other 2 under the command of his sons. Each army marches along a separate route, not side by side, not within sight. Distance itself is part of the plan. The destination is not revealed, not to the soldiers, not even to most commanders. Surprise is Timur's rule of war. The 3 armies march along separate paths, but all move toward one shared objective. Discipline and coordination are felt in every step. I march within the army led by Timur himself. We do not know the destination, but we trust our commander. The march has begun. I have not yet entered enemy land, but I have heard from veterans that from that moment on, nothing is normal. The army moves in military formation, not for battle, but to survive. 2 vanguard units ride ahead. 6 Farsaks separate the first from the second, and another 6 from the main army. On both sides, units of about 1,000 men move, not to attack, but to prevent surprise. Messengers ride without rest. They carry news and return with orders. The army stays alive through them. These are the things I have heard, and one day I will live them myself. Thank you for spending a day in my military life.